What's up, everybody? Good evening. This your boy Q, and I guess his name today is Big E. And welcome to the Devil and His Advocate. We want you to definitely come on and enjoy the show, enjoy the conversation with us on today, because it's going to be a great one.
So annoying.
What's so annoying?
It's always Big E. Don't do that. You know?
Don't do what?
Don't do that. Don't act like I always change my name.
Big E. Big bald headed E.
And I just saved it about 2 hours ago. I just shaved it.
Oh, so that's why you feeling yourself today with this Most Wanted shirt on?
No, baby. It's because I am most wanted.
You know what? Where was this? Oh, that was last week. You know, your energy is where it usually is today. So you must have had a good day today.
I did have a good day today, but my energy is the same as it was last week. You asked me a question, I answered it. I just want to answer it truthfully. You asked me about my shirt. It says Most Wanted.
Yes.
For some, I am. For others, I am not.
I have no comment. Not one. I have no comment.
It's fine. I'm just saying.
Thank y'all so much for watching on tonight. Go ahead and please share this broadcast with your friends, your family, your foes, your hoes, your wanna knows. If you don't know them, share it anyway. We appreciate that shit. We really do.
Your foes, your hoes, and your wanna knows.
Yeah, your hoe, your friends, your family, your foes, your hoes. But I usually say your ugly hoes, pretty hoes, skinny hoes, big hoes, little hoes, whatever hoe you know. Please share this broadcast.
All the hoes.
All the hoes. All the hoes. So you got your pen in your hand. It looked like you got on your office look today.
I was actually I'm at my desk. I'm at my desk. I was actually jotting down some notes as we were talking before we came on. Oh, let me turn this off. What is going on with this? What is this? I want that.
Man, what you mean? That's a lot of reverb on me. It's a lot of reverb on me.
It's probably me.
Oh, you talking about the repeating?
It's probably me. She probably hears the speaker.
Yeah, that's Big E's fault.
Yeah, that's Big E.
That's Big E's fault. Real quick, everybody. Once you see this on Facebook, go ahead and give us some stars, shoot us some stars, and so we'll like all of that kind of stuff. All that good stuff. I don't hear any more reverb. Is that good? You hear me? All right, let's talk about it. So last week when we were on, we were really, really nice and we were kind to people on last week. And I think that we should drop that energy today. Yeah.
I don't know.
And we're gonna drop that energy today because today I really feel like that we both need to be demonic today.
No, we're not gonna be demonic.
I mean, well, devilish.
We could be devilish, but we're not gonna be demonic.
So you were in such a pastoral mood last week. You was so pastoral. you, I don't know what was going on with you. Maybe it was a drinky drink. I'm not really sure. Everybody, we'll be back in person here shortly and soon. We had to go virtual because I'm not able to be at the place where we'll usually go live. And so I said we can still do the show, but just let me do it virtually so that way you guys can still see us and all that good stuff, and still get the show until and I better take advantage of this now because it'll probably be another 2 months before we do it again because somebody always busy. And y'all know the holidays is coming and he about to start cooking. And I definitely want my cake or something that he's gonna be doing.
Please. Here we
I
go
want
with
my
that shit.
I want my cake. I want my cake. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna do that. Hey Lynn, what's up, man? Thank you so much for joining the show on tonight. And for all of y'all, drop your comments. We sure appreciate you dropping all of your comments down so we can go ahead and we can read them and we can let you know what's going on. I decided to name tonight's show How Does America Really Work?
Huh.
How does America really work?
Hopefully you got some answers because I have none.
Well, to start off with, we had the King's protests in several major cities on yesterday. Actually, I know Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, Boston, New York City, New York, Los Angeles, California, several huge cities. I mean, and that's just to name a few. Actually, band together to do this actual King's March or whatever in protest of Donald Trump and the way that he's running this country and the way that things are actually kind of turning out at this particular time. The No Kings protest. So what do you think about that?
So I think that people, we have a law in place. So thank God the law is still in place, right? We have a law in place where people can peaceful protest. And people should get out in peaceful protest and do what it is. Do what you think is going to make this country better. But I heard at
What you
some
hear?
of these,
I said, what you hear?
at some of these rallies, they was asking people to write their names down, like sign in at some of these rallies, like put your name on a piece of paper, like showing that you was here protesting, whatever the case may be. Why the fuck is you asking people to do that when the government has said that that you could be targeted, you directly could be targeted if they found out that you are in opposition to what they're trying to do? Why are you asking people to put their names down on paper? Who are you? And who are you really working with? And who are you really working for? Because they say all y'all motherfuckers work together.
Right.
So why are you asking me to put my name? I shouldn't have to put my name on anything. My body is here. I'm using my body as a force of activism. You don't need to know my name. I don't need nobody coming after me, coming after my family, me being targeted on my job, me being targeted in my car, me being targeted in the street, in the grocery store, wherever. No, you don't need to know my name.
Agreed. Agreed. And then not only that, too, I've seen a couple of the clips where there was, of course, there was definitely some opposition out there, or whatever the case it is about people who love Donald Trump and all this kind of stuff, and they got dealt with. It was one guy. He had a MAGA hat on. Now, I'm not saying that he deserved this. Now, I'm not going to say that at all, but because a peaceful protest means that you are protesting peacefully. Okay, and you're not.
But does it? Is it peaceful for you to come out there in opposition to what we're actually trying to do? Because you're coming out there causing confusion. You
Well,
coming out there with your
remember,
MAGA you coming out there with your MAGA shirt on, your MAGA hat on, supporting the opposition. So you're coming out there for the smoke.
okay, well, remember that freedom of speech applies to, or supposed to apply to all. It's supposed to apply to all.
You probably should go, but it don't.
It does
Huh?
not. It
But
does
it
not.
don't, right? So if it don't in other places, why the fuck should I make it apply here when you
Right.
are coming to disrupt what is going on, what is going on with the people that's supporting this particular peaceful protest? You coming in here in opposition. You coming in here to cause confusion, cause everything negative that could possibly go wrong
Right.
in that particular at that meeting, because you're interrogating people and nobody should have
Great.
to deal with your bullshit. So if you
Right.
got busting your motherfucking ass,
He did. He did.
exactly, get the
He
fuck
did.
on.
He did. And then they
Get
think
out
they
of here.
turn around and they burned his cap.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Okay.
did. He got dealt with. He got dealt with.
He should
Yeah.
have. I mean, come on. It's like, and I think another thing that's gonna happen too, and I hope I stand in the middle on this too, because I don't like people being fucked with for no reason.
Right.
That whole Blexit thing that's happening on these HBCU campuses, that they gonna go on the wrong campus, and the students may walk them off that campus, but
Yeah.
the community may meet them on the other side and beat their motherfucking ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy homecoming, Prairie View A&M University. Happy homecoming, Texas Southern University. I think their homecoming was last weekend. I heard that they had a blast, and yeah, happy homecoming. Another thing, we're talking about these protests and things like that. Now this is just me. I'm telling you what I saw. You know, now I may be wrong in saying this, but whatever. I didn't see a lot of us out there. Now,
Why should we be?
I was going to say, well, I think that if you made the mess, then you should fix it. If you spill something on the floor, don't you have to pick it up?
If you made the motherfucking mess, Hispanic people, Mexican people who y'all want to be white so bad, if you made the motherfucking mess, take you, your mama, your daughter, your grandfather, your sister, your brother, your aunties and your uncles and your ancestors. All you motherfuckers go out there.
Did you say half sisters?
Take them too. Take them
Not
too.
half sisters.
Take them too.
Yeah,
We don't need to be out there.
get all of them. Get all of them. And take them on out there. So yeah, and take some pinatas while you're at it. Take some Donald Trump pinatas and beat the Trump head with it. Yeah, take them out there. I think that's a fabulous idea. Yeah, I think you should do that. Real quick before we move on to this Ray J mess that you're gonna talk about, because I don't know.
I
I
really
don't.
would at least watch that part of it, because
I saw.
go ahead. We'll come back.
So I saw a video. Now Lynn is on here. I'm glad Lynn is on here because I wanna get his take on this. But there was a video that I saw day before yesterday.
Q, give me a moment. I need to turn this fan off. Give me just a second.
Okay, you do your thing. I got you. I'm talking to everybody. So everybody, real quick, there's a video that I saw, and this video has a lot of people talking, and maybe you will see it or have seen it or whatever. But it was in regards to this church musician, right? Church musician. Actually, I do not know what city or state that this church was in, but what happens is that this young man who was I'm going to call him the music director of his church, had been going to this church for a while. And what happens is when he went to the the church or whatever, the pastor informed him that the church was going into like a little slump. Well, in the process of this little slump, what happens is that the church did not pay him for 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks. And I'm assuming that within the 3 weeks or whatever that he was not paid, he still was there. Well, on this third week or whatever, when it was time for them to have rehearsal and stuff like that, he did not show up. So the pastor, no, so the members were calling him. People were calling him, calling him, trying to get a hold to him. And then they actually got the pastor to call him. And so when the pastor asked him what was going on, why he wasn't rehearsing with them and stuff like that, he said, because you haven't paid me. And the pastor was like, well, the church is in a slump. I told you the church is in a slump, whatever. I told you that. And he said, well, I could care less about your slump. I'm talking about my income.
Listen.
And so the pastor made comment to that, the fact that you should do this from your heart and that you should be in a place where this should be more of a ministry to you versus a job to you. I'm your pastor. I have to marry you, bury your dead, preach to you, teach to you, all this kind of stuff. And I do that for the servitude part. And I think that that's what you should do too. What you think about that?
I think the pastor, I wonder if it was a conversation had between him and the pastor, right?
Right.
And if in that conversation, that the pastor said it may be this long, but it may take a little bit longer. I'm thinking that if it was a conversation had, right, the pastor may have said, I'm just speculating. The pastor said, okay, if it was a conversation had, okay, we won't be able to pay you this month because the church is in a slump. And then there wasn't no conversation had no more. And then 2 weeks had passed again, and we had no conversation about it. And that's just me speculating. But as I said earlier to you offline, we don't have the luxury now to work for anybody for free.
Absolutely. Agreed.
We don't have the luxury to work for nobody for free. We do not.
That's true. That's true.
Pay up.
I agree with you 100%. I look at it. I look at it like this. First off, stop trying to make people feel like they should or like they owe the church your gift. Like, no, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. Like you owe the church your gifts and your talents or whatever the case it is, and then turn around and call it ministry when you can't give me what you say you was gonna give me. Lynn said one word contract. I agree with that. But you know how like some churches, they don't give a damn about no contracts. Matter of fact, half of them are not even are not even registered with the government to get their particular tax breaks. Some of them, if you try to work with them to even get a grant, some churches, they don't even want you in their business, because if you give it a grant writer, a grant writer needs to look at your finances to see what's going on and see how much money you really, really, really need versus what you talking about you trying to get. And so a lot of times, they don't want to be bothered with that money. And I'm just going to throw this out there. Now, you can say what you want to say, and you can do whatever you want to do with this. But pastors got their hands in the pot all the time. All the time. Like a leprechaun with a pot of gold. They got their hands in all kind of pots. And you turn around and when you don't do what it is that you say that that you should do or whatever, because you haven't given me any money, now you should be doing it for the servitude. Well, I'm so sorry to tell you this and all the people that's going to watch this video, but servitude ain't free. Servitude is not free. And I don't give a damn what you say, because even Jesus had to walk everywhere he had to go and they needed money. And so I'm just saying, servitude ain't free. And you say what you want to say, and each one of y'all, I don't give a damn. But y'all quit doing your people like that. If you can't pay the man or pay the woman of God that's helping your choir sang like this, or even if they sound like a bunch of boxes clashing together, then they should get their money. Judge Judy said best: if somebody perform a service for you and you eat the damn steak, you got to pay for the steak.
You got to pay them.
It ain't right.
Yeah,
Right.
I completely and totally agree with that. Run that man his money. Because I just don't think that I think that he had a conversation with somebody, be like, bro, I haven't been paid. I think that he had that conversation with somebody, and then was like, okay, nobody responding, I won't show up.
Period.
That's it. That's it.
And if you don't show up, or whatever the case it is, if you don't show up, it's okay. You don't have to. I mean, if you don't pay me, it's okay. I just won't be there, and you find somebody else to do it.
That's it. That's it. We don't even have to fall out about it. I'm not coming until you pay me. That's it.
Do you think? I'm just going to take this a little bit further. I've never asked this question before, but do you think that if something like this happened, to, let's just say, to you, if you were a musician or you operated in a church at a certain function and you were gaining a salary, and the pastor told you, hey, listen, we're going to be in a slump right now. We may not be able to do XYZ, but they don't give you anything. Would you sue them?
There has to be some type of something. We would have to negotiate something. I can't perform for you and you can't give me nothing. Something is a bit off with that.
Agreed.
I think that it should, but something is a bit off with that, because that should be something where you should have salary saved up for hard times to pay people. That's another thing too. Because if it's a particular church that's getting money from the government, that should be something. Y'all should have something in the pot to where it's like,
Would you take them to court?
The highest salary there's the pastors. Huh? The highest salary there's the pastors, right? So we're gonna take some of that and we're gonna give you a love offering, because we still need you to perform service for us, and we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It may not be what we give you, what we used to give you, but we can give you something. We're not just gonna not give you anything.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Would you take them to court?
No.
I would. Sue the shit out of you. Sue the shit out of you. Sure would.
We talking about the church here. I would not take.
I don't give a damn if we was talking about the Vatican. We going to court. Let me tell you why. Don't make no agreements with me that you can't keep.
I agree with that too.
Don't make no agreements with me that you can't keep. I'll take your ass right onto the courthouse. I sure would. And I would win.
You have such animosity towards the church.
I do not. I don't know why you keep saying that. I do not. I think right is right. Right is right. I mean, because when you go clock in at your job, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You can
They have to pay you. They can't come and say, "Listen, you work today, but we can't pay you today." Especially if it is an actual business that is funded from people coming in, purchasing money. If it's a hospital, or if it's something to where there's a payment system. You can't. Oh, we can't pay you today. They say some contractor. What's that? The construction thing? But they just pick people up off the street. And you can do them like that, it will be fucked up. You hear me? But even they say, listen, this job is $300 today.
Right.
This is how much this is what you're gonna be getting today.
And you're gonna give it to them before they start working too. And I've never understood that dynamic. If I know that I'm making, let's say, $600 as an organist, whatever. And you know I'm coming to the church. I done been there. I done rehearsed for people during the week. I done been at prayer meeting or Bible study. And here I am on Sunday mornings. Why do y'all be waiting till after church to give them people their money? Give them people their money when they get there. Why do we do that?
You know what? Or because, you know, some people are just not, I don't know. I think that
It's trifling is what it is.
I think you should come and provide a service. And I think before church is over, in the middle of church, in the middle of the service, towards the end of the service, when I think that should be some type of payment made at a certain time. Like, you have performed long enough to get this money. So if it's at right before benediction, if it's right at altar call or wherever the case, somewhere you have performed a service to where we know that you're going to be here. If you was to walk out before the benediction, if you was to walk out, we know that you didn't. We know that we paid you in good faith. If you couldn't even stay till after the benediction, we know that you stayed long enough so we can pay you in good faith.
I don't give a shit about that. No. If let me tell you something. When you go to work and when your paycheck hit your direct deposit that morning, you don't get to work sometime
But here's the thing with that, though.
until after you got your money.
Here's the thing with that, Q. I still have to wait 2 weeks before my next check.
That's true.
I still have to. They're not paying me. They're not paying me that day until I clock the fuck out.
That's true.
If I clock out if I clock out at 2 hours prior to the end of my shift, if I clock out after half of my shift, at the end of the day, they're not gonna pay me for a whole fucking shift. They're gonna pay me for when I was there. So I'm saying at least in good faith.
But there are some musicians who don't even stay for the service because they have other multiple services to play at. If
you discuss that, then you discuss that with the people who you came to play for.
Okay, Lynn says because a lot of the musicians from the past spoiled it for others.
That's because they have other motherfucking jobs to get to, and they're not finishing what they had at one place. So again, you play until the allotted time for you to go, even if you discuss that with us, and we're gonna pay you for that. But I'm not paying you at the top of the motherfucking service, so you don't even make it to the end of the service. You got your check and you bounce. I don't trust you just as well as you motherfucker don't trust me.
Okay, then why hire them? That's bullshit. Hell no. I want my money when I get that on a Sunday.
You hire them out of good faith, but they have to show you first.
Okay.
You hire them
for that week.
Hire them out of good faith.
For that week, they don't went to your Bible study. They don't rehearse with your choir, and they come up on Sunday mornings. They get there Sunday morning. That's a week of work. Payday Sunday. I'm here. Pay me. I'm just saying. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but think about it.
First of all, let me just say this. I'm thinking of a specific thing. In my mind, what I was playing back was probably a musician that came to play on that Sunday. He may have showed up that Wednesday for Bible study to play, and then for Sunday, he comes and he plays.
No, we're talking about a hired musician at the church.
I wasn't thinking about a hired musician at the church.
No, now if you just come in just to play,
I see that a hired musician at the church. But I still stand on like you get your check after the fucking service.
See, I want mine
after the service. What the fuck is what?
Well, shit, the preacher get their money before church out. They get their money. They get their envelope right after offering. All right,
they get done most of the work. Which one? Who, the visiting pastor or the pastor that the visiting preacher or the pastor of the church?
We talking about the pastor of the church. The pastor get their money. The pastor gets their money in an envelope right after they get through preaching. Church ain't over. And then I got the wait a minute. Then I got a dun 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 dun. Then I got to play for you. The people shouting all over the place, and they spitting and snotting and rolling.
I don't know. I can't speak to that because I personally have never seen that. I've never seen that. I have seen where, the business office handles that. For the pastor, we'll never see them. We'll never see no exchange with the pastor. That's already complete. That's the thing. The pastor get a salary. So you know what I'm saying? Unless the pastor's asking to be paid every Sunday, he gets a salary. So that's the top of the month. The pastor already got his.
Sir, the pastor gets his salary every Sunday.
So
So why I got to wait? Look, I don't get. Listen, you preach, you teach, you bury the dead, you do all this kind of stuff. If you have your musician there with you, that person is doing as much work as you're doing. Period. I'm just saying. Yeah, I come from a family of musicians, and I see it all the time. Lynn talking about who hurt me.
Child, we've been dealing with that for a long. I'm trying to figure out.
I'm just that's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. You know, when it comes to that, you know, I'm just really honestly, you know, I'm for the underdog. You know, in this, you know, I just think that right is right and wrong is wrong. I mean, you know, if the pastor get their money right after offering, why come I can't have mine? Why come? And I ain't even through playing.
I'm with Glenn on this. I think that if there's a contract, I think you should pay me for the contract.
Agreed.
Yeah, no. Lynn, please don't be kidding, because this child is hurt. And last week, I was trying to come in and, you know, set the tone, because I know that Q is. I know we're gonna get. Anytime we talk about church, we're gonna get this type of energy from him, because he is hurt, and we just need to pray. We need to pray for him.
Lynn says Wednesday rehearsal and Sunday is all one work week. See?
And and you should get paid on Sunday.
That's fine.
After you play.
Or if there's an agreement now, or if they have a certain pay structure.
Or if they,
you know, if they have a certain pay structure, say, okay, hey, listen, you get paid every Wednesday. Your pay consists of Sunday services. If you have a Sunday morning or a Sunday afternoon service, you get paid for both. Then you have Bible study and you have rehearsal, and we pay you on rehearsal day for a Sunday.
Wait, hold on.
People do that.
So they paying you. So they paying you for Sunday night too?
Why wouldn't they?
If you have to come back again. I'm just
that's
thinking about
gas.
contract.
That's gas and food, and yeah, I mean that's what Lynn said. The contract. Get in writing. Get in writing. You know, yeah. You typically, like my mama today. You know, I talked to her earlier. And she did Sunday morning service. My mom's a musician. She did a Sunday morning service. And then when I talked to her, she said, well, I'm on my way home from Fairfield, or whatever. Well, Fairfield is what, 90 miles outside of Dallas? Yeah, you're gonna pay my mom. You're gonna pay her. You're gonna see me. Now I said it publicly. And she know that. So I'm just saying. and like Lynn says, you get paid for the prior week. So like, you know, it's a week.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking about. I was like, the money should already be from that last week.
Right.
The coming week should already be a pay structure for that. For the coming week. Like that person shouldn't even be, the church shouldn't even be you know, banking on an offering to pay this person.
That's what happens a lot of times, though.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. You shouldn't even be banking on an offering to pay this person. The money from the prior week should already be, because that person, you already know that person is going to do their work that week.
Exactly.
So yeah, I agree with that.
Exactly. See, you thought I was going off on a tangent. I wasn't going off on no tangent.
You always go off on a tangent. You always do. And we just need. I need all the help that I can get. We need to keep you lifted.
Well, the most salt I get on this head of mine and on my face or whatever, I think the more stubborn I become. So we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna be prayerful.
Let's talk about one more thing, and I'm gonna let you have this Ray J thing, even though this just popped up in my brain though. It's in my brain. Lynn talking about I'm praying for you. Yeah, pray for me, Lynn. Please do.
Yeah, please do. Please.
how do I want to put this? What is your stance on monogamy?
Um,
And I'm just very curious because somebody asked me to ask
I'm very secular when it comes
people.
to monogamy. I'm very secular thinking when it comes to monogamy. Monogamy. I don't necessarily. I think if I think eventually it's, I think eventually monogamy is going to run out. That's what I think. That's my stance on it.
Yeah,
I think eventually it's going to. I think it's eventually it's going to run out, and you will have to figure out how you want to navigate the rest of your relationship.
I think that there are people who are made for monogamy,
I do
and,
believe that,
and there are people who
but they always get with the people who are not.
it's our contract. Those can be you can't take them to court for that though, Lynn. You can't unless if you get married, then you
I
know.
was like, the hell you can't.
I think that there are people who are made for monogamy, and there are some people who attempt to make themselves for monogamy, and they figure out that they aren't
That part.
monogamous.
That motherfucking part right there.
But why do you think people try to do that? Why is that drummed in our head that that's the way that it's supposed to be?
I think people try to make themselves because they don't want to share. They realize, oh, this person is so good to me that I don't want to share them. I don't want to share them with the world. I don't
Mm,
want to share them.
mm,
Yeah. So now I have them, and I don't want to share them. So I want to make myself this thing because of how this person makes me feel.
mm.
That's what I think. Now, there are some people who, again, those are people who make themselves for monogamy, right? Make
Right.
themselves monogamous because of a feeling. But then there are people who are built for like there are people who just are. I don't want to have sex with nobody else. I just want to have sex with you. Blah blah blah. But it's always with those folk because there's a yin and yang to everything.
Hmm.
I think that those folk always get in relationship with people who are not like that. Or something happens in relationship that pushes the relationship to where, hey, we have to look at this particular thing now. And monogamy is not a part of that.
Mm. You know that is interesting that you say that because I think that a lot of people, honestly, when it comes to monogamy, I think that a lot of people are starting to realize that they aren't monogamous. That didn't really realize it before.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people, and I'm just throwing this out there, just as an opinion, not anything that somebody told me or nothing like that. It just popped across my brain. But what I have seen lately, especially in cases of relationships, we're not even talking about marriage. We ain't gone there, but in parts of relationship, a lot of people are very, very upset that you cheat on them, or you start to see someone else, or you start to think about somebody else, or whatever the case it is, and they hold that they hold such weight to it versus a person who is, for example, not responsible with their finances, or a person who isn't, outgoing or adventurous or whatever. They hold weight on the sexual aspect of monogamy. When I think monogamy starts in your mind first. If you have your mind made up that this is what you want, then your body will follow a lot of times.
Please.
And then, but what happens is that again, throughout the course of relationship, you start to find out that that's not who you really are,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Yeah,
it's
you
just
start off you start off
interesting.
thinking that you are. So yeah, you're right. Your thoughts in your mind, well, you start off thinking that you are, and then something happens, and it could be as minute as some fine thing walking across the street. sparks your attention,
Lynn,
and now you are in a conundrum because you're in a monogamous relationship, but now you have the feels because this thing then walked across the street and you saw it, and your penis jumped a little bit, huh?
Lynn said, I feel that we should have that understanding right off top. You can have sex with whoever you want to have sex with, as long as you didn't do it in my bed, as long as you haven't had it in my bed.
I mean, I agree too. I agree with that too. I think that yeah, and yeah, that's how I think. Like, just don't disrespect me with it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't disrespect me. Do whatever you want to do, but make sure you respect me. That's it. And when you don't respect me, then I have to make a decision.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I'm just gonna push it a little further because I like to live close to the edge.
We know.
If I don't care about what you do and how you do it or where you do it, and let's say you do disrespect me with it, then please understand and know that if disrespect comes with it or whatever, then you shouldn't be surprised on how the person behaves after the disrespect. Because you can't say that, oh my God, you're so wrong, you're so mean, you're a horrible person, blah, 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 if you disrespected me with your behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Because your behavior is your business. Whatever you're gonna do is your business. But I say it all the time, don't bring that over here to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring it over here, because if you do, I'm gonna give you a blessing that you're gonna have room to receive. And so that's the thing, just leave it over that way, and so that way I can, and if that's something that you can't do, then tell me and let me make up my own mind.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I agree. We agree with we agree with 100% on that. So yeah, I don't. But to answer it, yeah, for me in my house, um, monogamy is not a thing.
Do we need to discuss this later, or do you want to go ahead and tell me what the hell you mean by that?
Oh no, no. What I'm saying is, no, I go back. It goes back to how I explained it. Whereas, if you don't disrespect me, don't
do what you
disrespect
want,
me.
do what you want to do, but don't be disrespectful while doing so.
Please do what you want to do, but don't step on my shoes. Don't step on my shoes. Do what you do, but watch my shoes. Because if you step on my shoes, then we have a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's gonna be me next. If I ever decide to boot myself up with anybody, I think that'll be next for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Step on
don't,
my shoes.
I think that, and I'm just saying this, everybody. This is not him. This is not Big E. This is me saying this.
They
I don't know.
know. They
I
know.
don't. I don't think I'll be monogamous anymore.
Oh.
Mm-mm. Probably not. Probably not. But we'll see. We'll see what the law say. Okay, so let's talk about this Ray J thing that you want to talk about. You brought it up. I think
So the reason why I wanted to talk about it because everybody knows that Kirk Franklin has a should know that Kirk Franklin has a podcast now,
it's really good too.
and I think what is it called? I think it's King's something. It's something from something. Let me see if I can pull it up because I want to get the name of the podcast right, just in case y'all wanna check it out. So he has a podcast, and he had um, Ray J, Dr.
That
J,
part.
Kev on stage,
That
Dr. J
part.
Barnett.
That
Uh,
part. That part.
Boundaries: you can't sleep with nobody in my family or none.
That part. That part. That part. Because the devil is
But you
busy.
know what? This is here. This is so I like that, right? And you would think you would think that, oh,
That should go without saying.
that should be that is an understood thing. I don't even have to discuss that with you. But today,
Baby, listen. Baby, listen. The devil is busy.
but today,
So serious. And you sit back and you would, like I said, you would think that would go without saying.
you would think.
Cause I
You
ain't
would
going,
think
I
that
ain't
it would.
going after none of your people. What you coming after mine for?
Yeah, you would think. You would think that it would, but
Trying
sometimes
to, you trying to break up and tear up friendships like you got something against me or something. I've had that happen to me before. So
I have had that happen to me too. I have had that happen to me too. And it's just the most horrible feeling.
it's awful.
It's a terrible feeling.
And then you want to laugh and grin and chill and drink all in my damn face. And you done did what?
Exactly. Yeah, it's horrible. It's a terrible feeling. Anyway, we don't have much time. How much time have we got? So I want we should be done in the next 15, 20 minutes.
Yes, we got
But
about 13 minutes.
we got about 13 minutes. So
Yes, sir.
the name of Kirk's podcast is called Den of Kings.
Den of
Uh,
Kings. That's it.
Den of Kings. Kev on stage, Ray J, Dr. J Barnett, whom I love, Jonathan Majors, and NLE Chopper.
NLE Chopper.
So NLE Chopper is the youngest one at this table. And these brothers are being so vulnerable. They're expressing themselves and telling stories and really, laying it out.
Mm.
NLE is the youngest brother there. He is the youngest brother there. And he got no, you can't take his intelligence away from him because you can tell that he's studied, you can tell that he's learned, you can tell that he reads, right, to inform himself of on his journey. He's 22 and has seen a lot, right? Has seen a lot, so he can only speak from what he has seen and experienced
Okay.
as a 22-year-old.
Mm.
And some of the things that he has seen and experienced as a 22-year-old, other men at that table have seen and experienced it twice over.
Mm. Wow.
So Ray J and NLE gets into this debate where Ray J is trying to, Ray J is asking him questions. Do you think that, what you have been through at 22 years old, or the information of what you've been through at 22 years old and how you have processed this situation at 22, the things that you have seen, all of this stuff, and you juxtapose those things to any of the men that's sitting at this table, do you honestly think that you can give that person advice on how to navigate this situation?
Mm.
Do you think so? Do you think that a 22-year-old can give you advice on how to navigate a life situation?
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
think
I
that
do.
you think a 22-year-old
Mm-hmm.
can give you advice on how to you being 47,
Okay.
that a 22-year-old can give you advice on how to navigate a life situation?
I absolutely can. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because wisdom has no age. And what happens is that now let me do this. Wisdom has no age, but wise counsel does. And so when a person, you remember back in the day how we would always say that kids looked at things with a clearer lens than we do. And so what happens is that sometimes some youngsters, like I see them every day, and you'll be surprised on the things that they, kids tell you or whatever, and you won't be surprised on, based upon what they've gone through, what things that they could say to you that make you say, I didn't think about that when I was your age.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so they can only give the advice and the perspective from their experiences, just like all of us can, from their age group or whatever.
Right.
But it doesn't stem from the authenticity of what they could tell you that can happen. I mean, that can help you right now, because sometimes we may have gone through some of the similar things or whatever. I may have gone through it in my 20s or in my teens or whatever, and I can have a kid or whatever come to me and say something to me that I may have thought about 20 years ago, then I would have never ever put into practice until I turned damn near 50.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I think that they can have more of an intelligence or an authentic way, because a lot of us who are Gen X's, a lot of us, we were not taught to operate in how we felt. We were taught to do what you're supposed to do, or let me do it like this: do as I say and not as I do, type mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And
there were probably about four other men who 5 other men at the table, and those 5 other men at the table they didn't say anything to him. They allowed him to speak and to speak his truth, right? It was only Ray J that actually challenged him in this situation. You said something that is true. He probably can give you advice, right? But you are only as wise as your experience.
mm-hmm.
And you ain't even experienced life enough. And it had gotten to the point to where sometimes, young brother, you know a lot, but you need to listen.
That's true. Absolutely.
Because at 42 years old, I didn't seem twice as much as you, have gone through more than what you could possibly even think about going through. And perspectives change as your life changes.
True.
And
True.
everybody at that table was just like, they were kind to him, very gracious to him. But so much so that Kirk would even change the subject. Kirk did change the subject, and Ray J brought it right back to the subject, because here it is, you trying to tell me that this is a brother who is having a very vulnerable moment, expressing to you how things have happened in his life, and you still talking about how you so full and filled up on your journey, right? It's like when a person first gets saved, they want to tell everybody about Jesus.
Right.
You know what? People who have been knowing Jesus for a very, very long time, and now just and a part of their journey now is questioning everything. But you want to tell them about Jesus. You ain't even been saved long enough.
Right.
You ain't even. Thank you, young brother. We appreciate you. We love you. But sometimes you just need to listen, because if you listen, then maybe you would understand that, you know what, I don't have it yet. Maybe these brothers I can learn more from these brothers by listening to their stories, because I'm not even 23.
Yeah.
I'm 22 years old. And yes, I have seen a lot, and it has informed my life. But I am still 22 years old. I haven't seen it all. I don't give a fuck if I had 5 kids at 22.
Mm.
That just makes you a dad. Doesn't make you a father.
I mean, shit, the only thing he can really get from Ray J is Kim Kardashian's ass. Who gives a damn about how Ray J feels? I mean, and
No,
quite frankly,
it wasn't just about how Ray J felt about it. It was just that, like, listen, bro, you need to listen. Like, we really trying to share. And Ray J is going through. Let me just say this: Ray J is going through a really, really bad spot. Doctor, I can't even think of her name right now, had just met with him because he was having suicidal ideations, and this was a couple of days ago. So, he is having some mental issues going on right now, and I could tell that Ray J was fucked up on his pod. Ray J was fucked up on this podcast, like mentally. He wasn't. You could tell that he was saddened by something. And he had spoke about his kids and his kids, and having this rift between him and his girl and the kids and stuff like that. So we're gonna lift that brother up in prayer, because the way how people are dying out here, that's what I wanted to talk about. It's so they're anyway, let me just close this up before I bring this up.
Yeah, because I got something I got to say just like right after that.
Yeah,
because I'm just to be a jackass probably. Yeah. But go ahead.
Sometimes it's just better to listen to the men around you. That's literally teaching you something without even saying I'm teaching you something. You have much more life to live. Like, I will be in my 60s when you get to my age. You know what I'm saying? So just chill out, brother. You really, you've been through a lot. We appreciate your knowledge, but you really could benefit by just listening and not having to say anything.
I agree with that 100%. The only thing that I will say was I will just give a different perspective, just a different one, just a slightly different one. When I first started Master Gas, this was my brain. My brain was to have myself, of course, and I will have someone who was close in age with me, someone who was older, and someone who was younger. Mm-hmm. Because what happens is that in the perspective of young people, especially young people, because when Deuce started with us, Deuce was 26. I was 38 or 37, 38, something like that. Reggie was 36, 37. Mo was 700.
Leave Mo alone.
But anyway, the thing is that when our ideas, or when we would do the show, when we would jail, right? We would jail, right? But what happened is that there was one show in particularly where we had to listen to Deuce, and it wasn't that we were not old enough or more experienced to understand where she was coming from, but it was from the perspective on how younger people think when it comes to their experiences. Yeah. See, and so I would say this, of course, I think experience can, and when wisdom, advice can come from anyone who's receptive to it. But when it comes to this climate that we're in, we need to listen to each other. But we also need to make sure that while we're listening to each other, that the young folk that are actually trying to explain themselves or explain how they're thinking or explain what's going on with them, we need to be able to listen to them in what experiences that they have, and not try to school them all the time on how to handle their experience, because we are not their age anymore. Mm. And so we don't know what it's like to be a 20-something-year-old in 2025. That's not our experience anymore. Our experience of being 20-something in the 90s, back then, now, which is considered old school. Shit, Ice Cube is old school. Tupac is old school. Biggie's old school. Hell, Erykah Badu is now OG. And so when you look at these things or whatever, I think that we have to make a habit of listening to one another. And when it comes to pointing a young person in the right direction, or what we may hope will be the right direction, is that we are able to give them some wisdom on where we are versus trying to tell them how to navigate where to go. That's all I got about that. And Ray J, listen, if he having suicidal thoughts and tendencies and ideations and shit, we are praying for him. But let me tell you something. You cannot be a person that bashes women. You cannot be a person who's been disrespectful. You have daughters. You have a wife. You have done a whole lot of crazy stuff. And now all of a sudden you having suicidal shit. Okay, you've been going through some suicidal shit a long time ago when your sister stopped talking to you. You know, when your mom and your daddy cut you off and you out here doing your thing now and you doing all this kind of craziness to the people that loved you at one point in time, and now you're by yourself. So yeah, you say your prayers all you want to. You go on and you pray for who you gonna pray for. I ain't wasting my prayers on that. God bless them. But my thing is, listen, if I'm a horrible person and if I die tomorrow, don't get up lying talking about, oh, Quincy was a good person. No, he was horrible. He was a horrible person, you know, and so we have to put shit where it is. He needs to dig up what he has done. He needs to be apologetic. He needs to be a person. He needs to be a real ass man with some older cats at the table. Should have said, "Say, OG, you need to go back and you need to apologize to the women that you have abused and misused, and maybe some of that shit might turn around for you." And I'm going on to the next subject. I'm through. I've never been a fan of his because he's horrible. Now, yeah, me and Mo, we talk about Kim Kardashian all the time, but and all this kind of stuff, Caitlyn Jenner, how allegedly she pimped them out and how it was allegedly her idea for them to do this video and all kind of stuff. Okay, it's allegedly, we putting it out there like that. But at the same time, you know, hey, look, you're a horrible person. It's been on TV. It's documented that you're a horrible person. So you can pray for him all you want to, Big E, and maybe the Big G will hear your prayers. But I ain't praying for him. We'll give him a pat on the back. God bless you. Continue to make your calls or whatever else you do. But
have you been on social media and do you know Byron Jamal?
No.
Okay.
You know I'm behind on a lot. I got a podcast to look at today. I got some more stuff to I am so behind.
So this is very interesting. I don't know Byron Jamal, but a lot of my friends and a lot of my Facebook friends knew this guy named Byron Jamal. And Byron Jamal has passed away. And there was a flood of condolences posts from people about Byron Jamal. So I'm just thinking, you know, okay, they know this guy, this guy. I opened up TikTok this morning, very early in the morning. I opened up TikTok. When I opened up TikTok, it was this guy that was making a post about Byron Jamal. He's very popular, so people know him. He was a life coach. To my understanding,
I think I seen something like that. I think I seen that.
So he was a life coach, to my understanding.
Maybe.
But the guy said this, and I'm only bringing this up because of this whole rant about Ray J that you just did. Byron Jamal was in police custody. He was in police custody. He was in police custody for sexual assault of a child.
Uh-oh, you made me drop my glasses.
He was in police custody for sexual assault of a child. And at that time, he attempted suicide. They, I guess, revived him, but then he later passed away.
That's horrible.
He later passed away. And I am just thinking, so on this post, this guy was like, listen, it's sad that he died. It's sad that all these people knew him and they knew him as his profession and as a life coach, and they knew him or whatever the case may be. But this man was in police custody because he assaulted a child sexually.
I mean, it's the same thing with Charlie Kirk. Everybody wants to say how great of a person he was, but he was an outlandish, outright racist.
He was a vile person, a very disgusting human being. And that motherfucker, I don't even think was barely in his 30s, still in his 20s.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's gonna be a no for me. It's gonna be a no for me. We have to be careful. And just brought when you was going in that whole rant about the Ray J and stuff like that, because one of the things that I would never forget is I remember the most. is that when Maya Angelou and Oprah Winfrey was together, and Oprah had just built her school in Africa, and she was just talking about it to Maya, and she was like, "Oh, Maya, I think this is gonna be a part of my legacy," and blah blah blah. Maya said, "You don't know what your legacy is gonna be.
That's true.
Your legacy will be how the person that you actually met, how they see you. So your legacy can
Mhm.
be anything to anybody." Some people remember this man as a life coach. Every picture that I see, he's a beautiful man. Every picture that I see, every condolence post is, but this man molested a child.
I guess it just goes
And the
without
police came
saying.
to pick him up, and he was in police custody. The police came and picked him up. And in that, clearly, if you try to commit suicide,
I wish this had something stronger in it. And
so
that just goes to show you, even people like Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Wiz Khalifa, um, people who you think may have a certain thing going on. You never know what's really going on behind the scenes and behind the veil of somebody's life in their mind.
you never do.
You
You
just
never
never know.
never do. You never do. You never do. You never do. Brother, tonight was good. This was a good conversation tonight. Glad to be on with you.
When we coming back? When we coming back? I'm gonna let you tell the people when we coming back. 'Cause I ain't.
Uh, I work next weekend. I work next Saturday, so we won't be back. I mean, I work next Sunday, so we won't be back next Sunday.
So Sunday
Uh,
after next was that Halloween
Sunday after
weekend?
next. Sunday after next will be that'll be in November.
Is that November the? That's October 30th. No,
I
Halloween's
think.
the Friday. It's
Oh, wait a
November the
minute.
2nd.
It'll be the second.
November the 2nd. That'll work. We can do that. I'll probably be getting in from Dallas. Yes, Dallas. I'm coming home that weekend for a few moments. I ain't gonna see my mom and see my family and cause the records and then leave them with the mess I create. Definitely going to do that. Listen, on this Thursday night. Now we missed y'all last Thursday night because myself and Sunshine, we couldn't get off for working time. There's some stuff going on, but we will be in effect on MTG After Dark. So make sure you definitely do this. Catch us on Thursday night that's coming. Please forgive the MTG crew and myself for yesterday's show. I just didn't do the show. I didn't call them. I didn't text them. I was tired. I just didn't do the show. And they don't care. They don't care if I'm rude or nice. They don't care. So we'll be back on the horn next Saturday. And we got some things we want to talk about too. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So make sure that you are definitely
Breast
being
awareness month, everybody. Men get breast cancer too.
absolutely. Make sure you
Women
get
get
yourself
breast cancer too.
your
Yes,
your
sir.
mammograms and your parallelograms, whatever you need to get. It's good to wear pink. Maybe we should wear pink for I'm gonna let the crew know maybe we should wear pink for the rest of the month. And we always would do that. We hadn't had them pink in so long. So let's go ahead and get that done. I want you guys to have a good night, a great evening, and all that good stuff. And Big E, it was good to see you, man.
Likewise.
I was good. I was
Likewise.
looking forward to doing the show actually in person, but it just didn't work out that way.
It's
And
okay. It's okay. I'm very happy about it because guess what? I didn't have to get in my car. My bed is right here. I'm going to I'm going to take me a shower. I'm gonna lay down because I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I do appreciate you.
well, we want you to have a good night, sir. And thank you again for the show. I'm going to restream this a little bit later on because I know on some platforms it's private. I'm trying to work on StreamYard to get this rectified because it didn't do that at first, but I'm trying to work with this to get it done. Whatever. So that's why our views are taking just a slight dip, but I'm going to do a replay on this, and so you guys can see the show. But we appreciate you. We want you to
Yeah,
have a
because I
good
don't
night.
think I don't think that is available on Facebook.
It's on MTG. It's on Match Gas Entertainment. It's on
Okay.
there now, and it's on YouTube. I'll send
Okay,
you the
okay.
link as well. Yeah, it's definitely on YouTube because that's how the people are watching us right now. Is on YouTube
Okay.
and Match Gas. So definitely, I'm gonna get this figured out, and then I'm gonna figure out how I can loop your page with this, so that way everybody can see it.
Awesome. Okay.
So I'm gonna figure that out. But all right, everybody, have a good night. We see you in a minute. Peace out and blessings. All right, bro. I'll catch you in a minute.
Will do. All right.
All right.
Bye.